Our clean lesson is referred to Enogastronomy. The title is A Travel to Discover the Local Culture.
Hints of accommodation. Tourism can be defined as traveling for a limited time to a place that is different from where the traveler usually lives. People decided to travel for different reasons. They decide to relax or play sports for cultural interest or simply because they want to have a pleasant time. Tourism accommodation can be classified into two general categories: serviced accommodation and self-catering accommodation.
Enogastronomic tourism. It belongs to the sector of serviced accommodation, and it is considered a new way to travel, which is conquering an increasing number of passionate tourists in search of new flavors and authentic traditions. In such a context, food plays a new role and becomes the medium of territories, cultures and values related to those specific lands and their own origins. This form of tourism has become a real fashion from many points of view. It is an alternative to usual leisure activities and a rejection, a refuse of mass eating habits, food and wine tasting. Enogastronomy becomes an expression of culture of a local community and an element of identity for a region, and consequently of differentiation according to its own offer in the market. It has become an important tourist segment, opening wide spaces to transversality. It is remarkable to point out who is the gastronomic tourist and what he is looking for. Gourmet traveler profile is specific, and one of the main factors that contributes to the tourist experience is a lifestyle. Researchers have revealed that culinary tourism is an authentic experience of a sophisticated lifestyle in a pleasant environment, related to the good life and the economic well-being of exclusive consuming high-quality, locally grown products.
It is an emerging phenomenon that is developing like a new tourist product due to the fact that 1/3 of the trip budget is spent on food consumption. Local cuisine is an important factor in terms of holiday quality. That's why we assist to the growth of this interesting segment, for which entrepreneurs and restaurateurs have created original and ad hoc gastronomic paths, arose according to certain logical criteria in order to make tourists appreciate their own territory and visiting it to discover new flavors. Enogastronomic itineraries. Organizing means aggregating one or more enogastronomic themes which can motivate the visit within the itinerary. It occurs to trace the path of the tour according to the localities, deeply expressing the reason for which those themes have been chosen, along the itinerary pointing out the most important features of a specific enogastronomic tradition and all the assistance service to this culinary phenomenon aimed at the better use and exploitation.
Signing up and promoting are the main actions to carry out in order to give a major definition and visibility to enogastronomic tours so that they can arise in their own organized form rather than in a spontaneous and non-guided itinerary on his or her own. A typical and real example of enogastronomic paths aimed at sustaining this tourist phenomenon are the ways of wine and the taste and the flavors ways. One of the most used definitions of gastronomic tourism is the following one. It is a journey in regions rich in gastronomic resources which generate recreational experiences or confer entertainment purposes. It offers different visits to primary or secondary producers of gastronomic products, gastronomical festivals, fairs, events, cooking demonstrations, food tastings, or any activity related to food. This journey of experiences is on a close connection with a lifestyle that includes experimenting, learning from different cultures, accumulations of knowledge and lessons learned by eating about the qualities or attributes related to culinary or gastronomic tourism and culinary specialties produced in the regions visited. The gourmet tourism experience is considered by visitors as the main reason or motivation to travel to a specific destination. In order to define the gastronomy, we can highlight the three main approaches. Gastronomy as fine cuisine. It is a patrimony established by generations of cooks and is the result of delicate processes. Gastronomy as a study of physical characteristics of foods, such as quality, and to understand the processes that occur when food is consumed. Food as a source of inspiration and pleasure. Enogastronomic tourism is an interesting form of travel which tries to achieve a perfect balance between useful and pleasant, between the daily needs and food and the culinary experiences that can positively mark tourists. Consumption is an integral part of the tourist experience, which is characterized by visiting places, the attendance to different traditions and customs, and eating local cuisine.
Gastronomic tourism includes several subjects if observed it from the perspective of food or dishes, food, cured meat, vacuum and sausages, cheese, meat, fish, fruit, truffles and drinks such as wine, beer, brandy, tea or sake. Marketing strategy. Tourism organization over 88% of its members believe that gastronomy is a strategic element in defining the destination brand and image, and over 67% say that their country has its own gourmet brand. In terms of tourism products, the study conducted has shown that the most important are gastronomic areas 79%, gastronomic roads 62%, cooking courses and workshops 62%, visits to local markets and producers 53%.
Gastronomic routes or ways become some of the most advanced products in the field. Gastronomy routes is a system that represents a complex and thematic tourist offer, defined by one or more routes from a particular geographic area, and so, in reality, cuisine has no borders. With a number of products or tourism sites, such as factories and restaurants, which are listed in tourist guides and revolve around a specific food. Product or type of food generally with a differentiated quality and events or gastronomic activities. The route also informs about other sites and attractions, thereby promoting economic development throughout the area. Therefore, the idea is to bring together different types of tourist attractions and offer them in a convenient package so that tourists stay longer in the area in contrast to the places where only one type of attractions were presented.
Gastronomic roads will be successful if they will manage to active gastronomic heritage and to turn it into gastronomic tourism as a point of attraction for tourists, while making a different compared to the competition. The development of tourism nowadays it is paradoxal. It generation simulations of process of globalization and application for local resources. Tourist destinations are endeavored to maintain competitiveness in increasing competitive environment and engaged in a constant struggles to maintain a part of the market. The world is becoming more open. However, tourists seek experience based on identity and local culture. Recently, the cuisine has become an indispensable element in knowing the cultural and lifestyle of a territory. Cuisine embodies all the traditional values associated with the new trend in tourism, respect for cultural and traditional, a healthy lifestyle, authenticity, sustainability, and feeling associated with it. Gastronomy is also an opportunity to revive and diversify tourism, promote the local economic development, involving different professional sectors. This primary role of gastronomy in destination choice and tourist consumption resulted in increased for gastronomical offers based on high quality local product and strengthening separated market for gastronomic tourism.
The cultural heritage. Culture is a set of behaviors, knowledge and habits that shape a society that is based on the feeling of belonging. The form of any gastronomic tourism offer will not be viable if it does not take into account the cultural characteristics of the territory. Gastronomy allows tourists to assess the cultural and historical heritage of a destination through testing, gastronomic experimentation, and buying of products. This cultural approach making it possible to a more participative and experiential heritage. Culture is a set of behaviors, knowledge and habits that shape a society that is based on the feeling of belonging. The form of any gastronomic tourism offer will be able if it does not take into account the cultural characteristics of the territory. Gastronomy allows tourists to access cultural and historical heritage of destination through testing, gastronomic experimentation and buying of products. This cultural approach making it possible to a more participative and experiential way that is not purely contemplative. You must also take into account the emergence of new cultural values which enhance, exalt the richness and the cultural diversity of the country. In this regard, tradition and innovation coexist in a natural manner. Gastronomic tradition is a constantly evolving process. The exchangeable professional to incorporate the innovation to renew and adapt their own offers to the needs of the new consumer culture. Sustainability gastronomic tourism is capable for formulating findings of environmental and culture in a way that is compatible with purely economic arguments.
The idea is not to create new pressure in an indiscriminate manner on the culinary patrimony, but to create an average mechanism to radio taking into consideration the sustainability. It does not discuss so much the innovation to attract tourists, rather the attracting of visitors to participate in the cultural life of a destination will explain and interpret trapped cuisine, local product and all service and activities that surround them.
Quality destinations who want to promote gastronomic tourism must work on different levels on quality plan, protection and recognition of local products, the development of a competitive offer and the professional human resources throughout the whole chain of gastronomic tourism, by training and retraining to increase visitor satisfaction. It is necessary that all actors operating in a destination has to be involved in the definition and the management of products offered by gastronomic tourism. Tourist motivations constitute the key concept, the key word for the design and the creation of products and services that add value for tourists. Motivations are also associated with consumer satisfaction and are considered a key element in understanding the decision-making process of the visitor. Thus, some authors argue that the motivation may be influenced by physical and psychological needs, such as, for example, sensory perception and hedonism, safety, cultural and social needs, the need of belonging or interpersonal needs, and the need for prestige. For example, local delicacies, status or self-realization.
Sadly, for gastronomic tourism, the destination is the backbone of the gastronomic offer. This buying is what makes the difference, which create the identity of the tourism product. Tourism product count an environmental values, landscape, cultural tradition, local cuisine, identification of the culinary landscape with tourist destination represent one of the challenges of creating a tourism product.
Food innovation. It has an impact on food quality, including the gastronomic value. It is obvious that gastronomy plays an indispensable role in the promotion of tourism. In the development of gastronomic tourism, traditional strategies can offer the possibility to use the strategic tools to articulate the quality, variety and uniqueness of local products and gastronomy of a territory. Consequently, the creation of plans to form development guidelines and create gastronomic tourism products is perceived as priority for tourist destinations. Fundamentally, in the field of marketing and promotion, the importance presented by gastronomy is based on a strategy to build up the image and the brand of the destinations.
Key factors in this matter are development of high quality and credible promotional tools such as gastronomic guides, the organization of events, the media and the use of the internet and social networks. This phenomenon can be considered a tourism in a strong ascent. In Europe, about 600,000 holidays occur every year and over 20 million travels, including enogastronomic activities. Our clear lesson has just finished and we would like to thank you for your attention. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.